Amplifying helicopter activity, and Maria Solis Alvarez's group stalking in relevant position. P.O.C. As I literally capture images of this is so sad. This is the implosion of the state monitoring system. Not only stalking in relevant position, this is the same properties I just captured in that screen recording. She's group stalking on the job. She's going to federal prison. The entity is maintaining the specific environment. The sun is never going to be over your head. This is 11:50 in the morning. It's still here at 3:24 in the afternoon as I captured. It was right here. I reminded you about what was May 30th. The light source is right here in between these trees. Right here, and I documented well into the afternoon. The light source was where it's still here, 3:24, 9 o'clock in the morning, May 30th. Okay, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3:24 were Heather Till, representing a third-party company, engaging in what is obstruction of justice with that entity that's also heavily documented stalking a helicopter. Everything that I do as I do it, as I point out salient points, as I respond to the entity that's engaging in surveillance, they are engaged in this real-time reaction, and it's the same pattern, sending text messages with simultaneity to my documentation, stalking in helicopters with simultaneity to my documentation. That was the point of that screen recording as I'm composing the email, talking about what remains my freedom of speech rights by the state, by the way, that has no legal jurisdiction to obstruct justice and try to silence you, which is underway at the crime scene where you're working and you're subject to that system. And then the entity, which are those that are working for that third-party company, having no jurisdiction, having no authority, fictitious authority, serving the state, trying to silence you. You go to federal prison for that, okay? And the entity provides evidence against them while they're stalking, which is the hallmark in the specific environment. This is what I mean, okay? While I point that out in screen images, you'll see the screenshots that I just took right now with simultaneity immediately sounding helicopter activity. That's a demon fleeing in the path nonetheless. And where's the light source? Right over me, okay? That is the ongoing pattern of conduct, and it remains at this property, which is how I'm able to capture it hours from now at 1:54, still over this property, over my head in front of my apartment. That's exactly what I captured and showed you in this previous video that I captured. Everything that Maria Solis Alvarez is coming in and talking about, this is malice. And you know that because of the natural environment, not because of the substance of her speech. While she's acting about and asking me about something that she would like for me to complete, she's monitoring as she does so. She's also monitoring with the intent to obstruct justice, wanting to distract, move away from, stall, and I'm not. So everything that you'll see in that previous video that I captured is currently 11:52 a.m. I'm still showing you the screenshots. I'm showing you what is the light activity while a third party, that are the people of the state, exhibiting demonic behaviors. That same entity then using the documentation of their psychotic pattern of conduct, okay, to criminally defame. That's malice, okay? And because you are such a psychopath, because you are so malicious, Heather Till's going to federal prison. Don Nagel's going to federal prison. Kimberly Fletcher's going to federal prison. Everybody on this property, the people who the entity are referencing, who are engaged in that criminal system, are going to federal prison. Everybody on this property. The entity is doing so on an ongoing basis. And let me be clear, the entity is going to such a degree, what I've already pointed out, and I want to reiterate, R. Todd Speaker documented group stalking in December of 2023 in relevant position and via communication devices. Don Nagel documented group stalking in relevant position in December of 2023 in Palo Alto at the corporate office, which is a facilitating venue where the state system was underway, and did so in concert. You already know that Selena Robledo and Maria Solis Alvarez are group stalking, and they were doing so also at the corporate office. The pattern of conduct does not cease or take a pause. And that's exactly what they were doing. And let me be clear, Heather Till documented group stalking in relevant position while I am in Palo Alto and also engaged in terrorism while acting in sync with the demons that are stalking in helicopters over my head while I'm referencing to her the fact that it's a matter of freedom of speech, asking her a question that I already know the answer to. Everything that she says, though, is audible activity, and it's also relevant to the ways in which she's going to be further prosecuted because she speaks in the shoes and on behalf of the state. That same state that's in the specific environment, stalking repeatedly in helicopters in a manner that you can perceive it to communicate a threat. Okay, it is currently 11:54 a.m. That is again the supervisor. This is again exercising fictitious authority. You're not a legitimate supervisor. You're a group stalker, and you're acting on behalf of the state. This is her in email. She's engaged in federal stalking on the venue of the internet, Maria Solis Alvarez, and that's her license plate while she's group stalking at the crime scene, which is the place of employment of the targeted individual, and that's why the sun is documented rising and setting right here where I live and work. And then that entity that's entirely malicious, that is the government, the corrupt government, all right, that engages in what are fictitious prosecutions, making up names of DAs, making up charges in concert with the people who are group stalking you, making it up together, monitoring you at the courthouse. That's how I capture the specific environment. There's no sun that's going to be over the courthouse while it's over me here at 10:54 in the morning. I documented the light source over me at 10:29 in the morning this time of year, June 23rd, 2022. There's no sun that's going to be over Alvarado Gardens. No one has forgotten that. But the entity has, because they're engaging their demonic conduct and they act based on I'm the leader. And so stalkers follow the leader, the one whom they're group stalking. Everything that I say, they engage in more of the pattern of conduct. And while they do so, they're prosecuting everybody else. That's the system of what is group stalking. You're telling on everyone else as you engage in that ongoing pattern with an inability to control yourself because it is demonic at its nature, at its core. And you're also exhibiting the public safety concern that's inherent to being a group stalker, not only based on your condition, which again, the light source over me at 9:03 in the morning and Universal Waste crossing path, you see that light source. And then you're going to look at the documentation of Maria Solis Alvarez while she's group stalking at the same property at 5 o'clock in the evening. And the light source is over the property and LAPD is stalking in a helicopter. And then you're going to remember the documentation of Heather Till group stalking by virtue of the audible conversation at the same office where I'm standing outside in the parking lot at 9 o'clock in the morning. And the light source is over me and LAPD is group stalking in helicopter. LAPD represents the state. The state is practicing what is demonic first and criminal also, engaging in what is criminal surveillance. And that is the demonic that is underway. And the demon possessed that are exceedingly hostile seek to maliciously defame, all right, to obstruct justice. And because you do that, you are understanding what is very much worthy. Heather Till is going to federal prison. All right, that's called poetic justice. Okay, it is currently 11:56 a.m. This is P.O.C.